Jackson. A senior, number 24, Tyson Olivo. And a senior, number 35, Eddie Mandrell. Carnegie Wildcats coached by Rick Wallace, Pete Gonzalez, and Michael Longhat. And now for the home team, Lookeba Sickles Panthers. A freshman, number 1, Brian Leon. A senior, number 2, Dylan Williams. A freshman, number 3, Eric Sandoval. A sophomore, number 20, Angel Sandoval. And a sophomore, number 21, Chris Santana. And the Sickles Panthers coached by Brendan Lowry. Jump ball, possession goes to Lookeba Sickles. Fouls on Carnegie, number 35, Eddie Mandrell.
Second game of the day and the boys' first consolation semifinal features the Lookeba Sickles Panthers versus the Carnegie Wildcats. Carnegie in back-to-back games today. And the stolen pass sets Carnegie up potentially to strike first here in the game. And they do. 5:40 remains here in the first quarter. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for today's action for the Lookeba Sickles Panthers Legacy Bank and for the Carnegie Wildcats Farmers Bank. Your 2024 Caddo County Basketball Tournament is presented by CK Energy. 5-point lead for Carnegie now after the 3-point shot.
With all that team being the first quarter, 30 seconds time, begin Sickles.
And back-to-back threes. Panthers get on the board with the layup. Carnegie on fire, starting the game 11-2. The hustle still for the Wildcats. Jacks it up, nails it. Bam! And the route is on here early on, 14-2 for Carnegie. Nice, nifty move behind the back there. Players trying to set a pick and roll, ended up rolling the pick, I think. Wide open three, jump shot is on its way, no good.
Number 1, Brian Leon. Entering from Sickles, number 10, Hunter Hunt.
Very aggressive start to the game for Carnegie. They're up 14-2, 2:47 remains here in the first quarter.
Number 10, at the last 2, Carson Oliver. The Wildcats, 12, Cameron Oliver.
Reach in foul called against number 20 for Lookeba. Wow, that was number 20 that did it. Number 3 was going to be on the hook for it, so Eric Sandoval gets called for the reach-in foul. Actually, it was Angel that was the reacher in. Nonetheless, that's the way it goes. Backdoor cut and pass. Shot is off the mark. Rebound Sandoval. Double team, tries to throw it off of him. Clears a little bit of space for Leon. To the hoop. Score it.
Kevin Galbraith.
Speed difference exceptionally noted early on here. Carnegie crashing the boards as well. They are winning the battle of just about every matches of wills, from shots to selection to passing to rebounding.
Checking in for the Panthers, number 2, Dylan Williams.
And the stolen pass, nicely anticipated by Mr. Peyton Jackson.
Number 2, Sickles. Number 3, Eric Nicolai. At number 2, Nathan Jackson.
Jackson with the steal to get the play started, and now the fruits of his reward, so to speak, at the free throw line. Lookeba in white and Carnegie in their gun barrel gray with red. We chose to just go with a red and gray kind of combo here because if we do the black on Lookeba, you can't see the logo. Technically, I don't have a gray to match the uniform combo that the Carnegie Wildcats picked, so hopefully that's not confusing to anybody since they have red. The other team has gray and black with their colors with white. Hopefully it's self-explanatory. 18-2 for Carnegie. I believe that goes off the outstretched hands of number 3, Jalen Wallace. Just too much juice on the pass. Love the idea, though. Very aggressive start to the game for Carnegie. They are really going for the jugular here early on. Block shot. It's going to be a foul, though, in tandem. I believe it's going to be
Number 2, Dylan Williams.
2 gets the swat on the foul. 20, though, with the block. Sandoval kind of negated what he did there for the Panthers, but that was a good defensive read on his part, just a little bit late. And that'll do it. Your score 3-1. Carnegie 18, Lookeba Sickles 2. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Caddo County Basketball Tournament presented by CK Energy. Those of you unfamiliar with the Prep Nation and storage we do through YouTube, anything red and white means it's live or ongoing. You'll see that underneath the live tab. Anything black and white means that it's video on demand or previously aired content. If you shuffle over to the video tab, that's where you'll see plays of the game, video highlights, and interviews. And then if you go over to playlists A to Z, there is team content for the last 4 years. We have got literally 10,000 clips that could be stored there, but it maxes out after a while. And I think about 4 years as long as YouTube stores our content. We will be switching over to our own content delivery network soon and have our own channel. That way you can watch it directly through us to a subscription annually, and then it'll give you features and access to backdoor kind of stories, behind the scenes, awards, and special features. 20-2, largest lead of the game as it just continues to build, so we'll leave that at a minimum just for sake of brevity and not just beating a dead horse. Anytime you got 2 points and the other team keeps scoring, it's going to be a larger lead, and that part is pretty obvious. Rebound by Sandoval. He is trying to get something set up at doing a lot of dribbling and not much penetration. Leon loses possession momentarily of the ball. He kicks it back out to Helmuth and see if he's got any opportunity or chance to get something going. Pick and set for Williams. He kicks it into the paint. Sandoval posts up. Shot is off the mark. No good. And Carnegie snags the rebound. Post up in the paint. Score it for Mr. Julian Salazar. Correction, Julian Salazar. I apologize. Carnegie will maintain possession of the ball. Panthers with the substitution. Santana comes in for the Panthers. And score it. Sandoval gets the 4th point of the game for the Lookeba Panthers. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for today's live stream and video highlights for the Lookeba Sickles Panthers, the home team on the scoreboard, Legacy Bank, and for the Carnegie Wildcats, Farmers Bay. They jumped out and have scored early and often. Jump shot from the three-point line is good. Eric Sandoval. So it is a 5-0 run for Lookeba Sickles. Jump shot top of the key. Peyton Jackson off the mark. Rebound is put back by Kevin Galvez. And I believe that'll be a potential three-point play for Carnegie. We're going to hold off on scoring it just in case. I haven't seen a motion and the flicking of the fingers. And it is good. So potential three-point play coming up. And the block shot is no good. Put back is, though. And it's back to a 19-point lead. Carnegie takes back the momentum, gets the steal as well after the score. Behind the back, loses possession. Oh boy, that was a violation right there. They got lucky on that one. Had 1 foot in, 1 foot behind, and just didn't see it. Pump fake and blocked shot. Sandoval trying to get possession of the ball. It's going to be an incidental foul. Jalen Wallace will be flagged number 3. We are halfway through the second quarter. It is all Carnegie, 26-7 over Lookeba Sickles. Those of you that are tuning in to this broadcast only, you missed the first game of the day. Binger Oni Bobcats rolled to a 68-41 victory over Carnegie Girls. Probably should have set that play up. That one was a little rushed. Leon kicks back. Jackson with the jumper off the mark. Nobody there to rebound. Clears it out with authority. Wildcats paint. Oh, money in the bank for Eddie Mundrell. That was nicely done. Really good shuffle pass. Santana tries a 3 off the mark. And again, only one person really trying to aggressively hit the boards for the Panthers, and that is Angel Sandoval, number 20. 2 players coming in, Dylan Williams for the Panthers. And obviously, announcer is kind of jinxing me every time Garrett said he either says it. So, no, you can probably hear that twice, so once will suffice. 2:40 remains before halftime. 28-9, Carnegie. Pump fake, 1 shot up, 4-footer is good. Got some boo birds trying to get him to shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. At this particular point, I don't think Lookeba will be just advised just jacking any shot up. They definitely need to try to get some kind of an offensive rhythm set, because the points have been few and far between, obviously. Stripped loose, perfectly there to get the rebound, misses the shot though. So Hunter Helmuth unable to get the mid-range jumper to fall. Not a problem for Carnegie though, just nailed that one. That was a big-time 3. 33-9. Nice hustle there.
Cannon.
Down to 10 seconds before halftime. Jump shot in the key, no good. Gets his own rebound, pump fake, dishes off. Oh, it was perfectly set for him. Just put it right in. Yeah, ends up doing so.
Jackson.
The score at halftime, Carnegie 35, Lookeba 11. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Caddo County Tournament presented by CK Energy.
Start of the second half. Lookeba basketball. Falls on the Panthers. Number 20, Angel Sandoval. At the line shooting two, Eddie Mandrell. Falls on Carnegie. Number 35, Eddie Mandrell. Falls on the team of Sickles. Number 30, Eric Sandoval. Checking in for the Panthers. Number 10, Hunter Hill. Falls on the Panthers. Number 20, Angel Sandoval. At the line shooting two, Charles Barkley. Falls on the team of Sickles. Number 20, Angel Sandoval. Shooting two for the Wildcats, Eddie Mandrell. In the game for the Panthers, number 15, Bobby Clark. Caitlin Allen for three. Caitlin Allen, three. Foul on one pick. Number 30, Damon Wall. Taking in for Carnegie. Number 1, Kevin Gatlin. And number 12, Cameron Ottoman. Kevin Gatlin. Winner. 30. Caitlin Wall. For three. Caitlin Wall. For three. Brian Leon. Hayden Jackson. For three. With 2:21 remaining third quarter. 60-second timeout. Carnegie. Strickland, 1-3. Carnegie, number 12, Aaron Audible. Interviewing for the Wildcats, number 2, Charles Walker. And number 42, Julian Salazar. Aaron Audible.
Just under 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 55-19 Carnegie now.
Weston Audible. 3, 4-2. At the end of third quarter, Sickles, the Panthers 15, Carnegie Wildcats 57.
Through 3, your score is 57. 57-19 is the score through 3 quarters. Carnegie has led throughout, jumped out to a 22 lead in the first, and never looked back. They are headed toward the consolation game on Saturday.
Our fourth quarter, basketball.
And the fourth and final quarter underway. Aggressively back to the hoop and scores it. It is a 40-point lead now for the Wildcats, largest of the game. Panthers trying to post up in the paint. Can't quite get an inside presence. It's been a tough gig all throughout the game. Carnegie holding the advantage in rebounds, shots, scores, field goals, three-pointers, and thus far not really much of a concern for foul trouble for any of the players. Leading all on the floor with 14 points, number 11, Kelvin Galvez. High score for Lookeba, which is indicative of having 19 total points. Only 4 points scored by number 1, Brian Leon, and then both Dylan Williams and Hunter Helmuth with 3 points apiece. We'll have a substitution package come in for Carnegie, and they are rolling toward a matchup on Saturday at approximately 12:45 p.m. Result earlier today, Binger-Oney defeated the same Carnegie girls in the same squad, 68-47. And we'll go ahead and feel pretty safe in predicting and projecting that Binger girls will face the winner of either Apache or Hinton, and it'll be the same for Carnegie boys facing the winner of Mountain View Godebo or Hinton. Your schedule for Saturday right now will be at 9 a.m. Cement versus Gracemont girls. Cement versus Gracemont boys will be at 10:15 approximately. And then that'll start the consolation games at 11:30, as I've mentioned, and 12:45. Your championship and third place winners bracket games tomorrow. 4 o'clock getting us started will be Surreal versus Fort Cobb Broxton girls. That should be an awesome game. And then boys will be same team, Surreal Fort Cobb Broxton at 5:15. 6:30 girls, again, Lookeba Sickles versus Mountain View Godebo. And then at 7:45 approximately p.m. will be Binger-Oney versus Boone Apache. I don't make predictions and try to stay away from saying this team is clearly going to win, this team has no chance. But right now, you would have to think that a potential championship game on Saturday, both the defending champions for the Surreal girls and the Fort Cobb Broxton boys should be favorites to make it back into those title games. Right now, on paper, and what I saw yesterday and our correction on Tuesday and Monday, clearly Lookeba Sickle girls are a threat. And on the boys' side, Binger-Oney boys, I mean, they look really, really impressive in their Tuesday game. I say what I said because it's going to be impossible for Surreal and Fort Cobb Broxton to be in both championship games because they're in the punch-out games. So one will slide to the third place game. So if I was a betting man, that's who I would be guesstimating is going to do it all. But we shall see. As they say, that's why they play the games. 62-19 Carnegie. Just loses control of the ball and ran out of real estate to get it back. So another turnover for Lookeba. Top of the key, 3, no good. Reach over the back, number 11. They're going to get him for the attempted swat. I did misspeak earlier. Actually, leading scorer for the game is number 4, Peyton Jackson, with 17 points, followed by Kelvin Galvez with 14 points. So I apologize on that. In addition, number 3 now with that bucket takes the lead. So Jalen Wallace leads all scorers on both squads with 18. And as you can see, the scoring spread for Carnegie, just insane spread, 18 points for Wallace, 17 points for Jackson, 14 points for Galvez. And as I say that, Jackson scores another 3, so make it 21, 17, 14. I mean, with that kind of scoring productivity with 3 different starters in double digits, there's a lot of guys that, they average that a game, and these kids still got half the game to go. And another three. So now the real battle is to keep track of who's the second leading scorer. Thanks to that three-point shot, Galvez now, and Jackson with 17 points apiece. We should have now the role players kind of coming in. Keep in mind, this isn't purposely being done. I know the thought would be, well, why are they leaving in the starters? If you look at the benches over here, trying to say it in a nice way, look right there. There's only 2 extra players for Lookeba dressed out today, and you've really got 4 players total for Carnegie, so some starters are going to have to stay in the entire game. And obviously, if you have foul trouble, then that will change that as well. Leading scorer for Lookeba, unfortunately, Eric Sandoval only 5 points. Brian Leon with 4. And then both Dylan Williams and Chris Santana with 3 apiece. Inside of 3 minutes to go.
Now the left man, number 12, Cameron Hoffman. And the line shooting 2, Dylan Williams.
We still have a remote shot to get the next game started on time. The 6:30 tip-off between the Boone Apache Lady Warriors and the Hinton Comets. It'll be officially game 15 of 28 for the week. Gets both free throws and gets them over 20 now for the first time in the game. Intermissions and starting lineups have been averaging just about 10 to 11 minutes. So if you're trying to time when the next feed will be back up, that usually means at the conclusion of the game, give us about 10 minutes and it'll be back. That gives me enough time to set the encoder panel, take a quick bathroom break or go get something to drink or eat, and then more importantly, get the video highlights done so that I don't have to stay up until 2 a.m. like I did Monday. We had 8 games, so it was hard to do them kind of in between. We had a lot of issues going on trying to tie into the radio stations, simulcast soundbox and powerbox, and tried it multiple games. Just no other way to describe it other than just a couple of bizarre reaction things from tying into the HDMI cable. It left my mic muting the announcers and picking up everything on the floor and even across the floor. Really, really loud, so I know it was aggravating for people. It was us too, because we tried 5 straight games to try to get it to work before it just realized, that it's not going to tie in. We operate on an iOS system. Ours is usually wireless and adapters sometimes needed, but when you do simulcast with radio frequencies, you have to use specific boxes, and it's a straight RCA and HDMI plug. So I do apologize for those that wanted to hear Don and Kern throughout the games. You have 2 options. You can turn me off and download the KOCO 98 FM country station feed off of either iHeartRadio or something comparable, and then turn up the volume there, or you can listen to me and be thankful that you got a free broadcast for 28 games. Little dipsy-do. Coach is calling move the ball. Coach Lyerly. 3-point shot is off the mark. Rebound. Wildcats. Kicks the ball back out. Combination of all the players have seen action all 4 quarters almost. There's only 2 extra players for the Panthers, so they've rotated in and out the whole game. Another brilliant shot. Really, really good-looking kid there. I mean, he can really shoot. Good command on the floor. Now up to 20 points on the game. So Kelvin Galvez just making it a real push at the very end to see if he can be the leading scorer for the game. Down to 1 minute and 10 seconds to go before we are finished. It'll be 2 games in the books and 2 more coming. Your next game up will feature Hinton Comets in back-to-back games, just like Carnegie in the first 2. It'll be Boone Apache Hinton girls and Mountain View Goatybo Hinton boys. An impressive performance and rebound game for Hinton. They lost a heartbreaker in overtime, which kind of changed the trajectory of the tournament for them, putting them in a loser's side of the consolation, but at least they'll have an opportunity to play for something on Saturday. We'll know tomorrow who will play for third and first place games. So far, my reactions are especially impressed with the Bingeroni boys. Same for the Fort Cobb Roxton boys. The Lookeba Sickles girls looked really good. Fort Cobb Roxton girls looked, definitely good. And the Surreal girls look like repeat champions. They were on fire. And so we will see who wins gold for the Caddo County Championship of 2024. That'll do it. Your final score, Carnegie 73, Lookeba 23.
Carnegie lost at 73. Carnegie moved on to final consolation final Saturday at 12:45.
All right, give us about 10 minutes and we'll have the new stream up and some video highlights for you for the prior game. Final score, Carnegie 73, Lookeba Sickles 23. Thank you for watching Prep Nation TV.